So you might be wondering if I ever tell people to surrender the fantasy about their marriage or partnership after an affair. And I do. But I don't say it quite like that. What I do say is, I don't know if this is safe enough for you to continue at this time or in this way. And what I really look for in kind of making that statement or making that recommendation to somebody. And I don't just, all of a sudden say, I've decided because I know everything and therefore you should follow me. It's when somebody will ask me, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should keep trying? I always say that's totally up to you and you should do what you want. And frequently people will say, but I don't know what to do. I don't trust myself anymore. I can't be objective. Then we go through, what is the evidence? What do your friends say? What does family say? What does your gut tell you? We try to really talk about it. But ultimately it gets to a place where they're asking, can you please guide me? Can you please help me? And then I will say, this does seem really unsafe to me. It seems really dangerous. And it doesn't necessarily mean you guys have to get a divorce. It just means that you need to focus on taking care of yourself until something changes with them. And so the criteria that I use to make that recommendation, or that gets me thinking like that, is whether or not the straying partner is doing the work to change, or if they're kind of sitting there and saying like, yeah, I've done as much as I want to do. Or if they are relapsing and starting to go back on websites and back on, flirting with people on Instagram, or, reaching out to old, girlfriends or any contact with the AP. So I've, worked with people who've had hundreds of affairs, right? There are people who have, an addiction, and the addiction comes to light and they really want to do the work to heal from this because they are horrified and mortified by their choices. And so it's not the number of affairs that somebody has that determines your success in healing. Although I will say the more affairs somebody has, the less likely you are to heal, just because the damage is so profound to you, the hurt partner. But if something comes to light, and no matter how big and bad it is, and that person really wants to change, they can. So if there's a big history, but this person is knocking themselves out to change and do the work, then I would tell the hurt partner, yes, stay if you want to. Keep fighting for this, see where it goes. You're not obligated. You can, take a break at any point, or stop at any point. You don't have to keep going. The opposite is true, though. If somebody has even had one affair or an emotional affair that never, became physical, even though I think emotional and physical affairs are equally damaging. But see, I'm all over the place today. Lots of tangents. This is what happens when I don't write notes for myself. Even if somebody's had just, one or two affairs, they could still be a very unsafe partner for you because they're not willing to do the work and they're not willing to figure out why they acted out. They don't want to put much effort into changing. They think therapy and self-growth and healing is kind of silly. And that's a time when I would say, this really doesn't seem safe for you, and I want you to protect yourself and take care of yourself. The decision is always up to you, right? None of us knows everything, so you have to make the choice about what's right for your life. I will just occasionally highlight situations that to me seem really unsafe because I want to keep you safe and protected for yourself, for your kids, for your family, and there's no healing a relationship if you get destroyed in the process. That's not what healing looks like. So just thought I'd share that thought with you. Big hugs.